Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Dashboard Fridays. As always, I am Adam from Squared Up, and almost as always, I'm joined again today by my colleague Josip. Hey Josip.
Hey Adam, I all stole my line. I won't say I'm always there, but hey, there you go. You got there first.
Well, thank you very much for coming on again. We've got another really awesome engineering dashboard to talk about. The topic today is engineering health. I've got your dashboard showing up on screen. Um, as we sort of discussed before recording this is mostly sort of Jira data. So why don't you sort of give us a walkthrough what this is showing and sort of how you use it?
Yep, excellent, Adam. Thank you. So I'll give you a bit more background behind this. So really, this wasn't instigated by me. It was really by our director of engineering excellence who used me as a customer. So I was a client in this instance. So it was quite nice actually. He was asking me, Josip, what would you like to see on your dashboard if you were to see how your team's actually doing? And that really prompted a long conversation and few iterations till we got to what we got today to show. So we wanted to avoid too many details. We wanted to hide key sort of key areas of the engineering shown at a glance very visually. So we got, like, for example, the one part of that is escalations. So we know that everything goes fine, but occasionally life throws the curveball at you, and we have escalations we need to address. So it's quite nice to use the building blocks to show, hey, is there escalations that needs to sort of draw my attention? So it's using a rug. If it's green, that means all the escalations being handled, or there are no escalations. Amber meaning that there is some attention, or red meaning we got escalations that haven't been attended to. So that's something that really perhaps summarize what the point of this dashboard is to draw my attention to. It's not something I will be regularly using to micromanage teams or check on. I've got plenty of other things to do, but this is something, hey, Josip, we need your attention. And in this case, this would be escalations. And then I've got one for each team. So, for example, app team and database team, they're all green, they're healthy. Now, the healthy perhaps could be a bit misleading because if I click on these, that takes me drill down to a dashboard that's owned by the team. So the way I like to look at this is that the team has created dashboards to their own needs. They put whatever they want on the dashboard to monitor themselves, and I have no say into that. But what they do, they set monitors on the key metrics there, and those monitors, when they trigger, they roll up into my status block. So when I see red or amber, it's not for me to say, hey, something is not right with the team. It's really the team has raised the hand, hey, Josip, we might need your attention, we need your help. Can we have a conversation? So that's the way I'm looking at this. So it's quite nice actually working that way. Team does not feel like they're being monitored, but really they feel like they have a opportunity, communication channel open to me to let me know, hey, Josip, we need your help.
So your dashboard at this level is really sort of I guess the theme here is like the power of summary, right? You don't want hundreds of tiles with minute details, right? It's there if you need it. The team has that dashboard that they use day to day. You just need a nice signal on your dashboard that says take a look or don't take a look or that kind of thing. You don't want the in-depth stuff. You want the summary primarily in your role.
Precisely, Adam. Precisely. Exactly. So everyone can get on with their jobs, do what they do. But when we need to have a conversation, then we use this dashboard almost like a communication channel, which is quite nice. And then the love a bit when I see the application epics in progress, database epic, this is purely information for me. For example, teams are working on multiple things at the time. They're super busy, and then rather than me going to the team, hey, what you working on, or trolling Jira, I got a really nice view here. Say each team working on 6 epics at the moment, and if I want to know which epics are, I've got a list of those. As simple as that. No brainer whatsoever there. And then on the right hand side, I can see SaaS back trend, which is a really nice trend line that they're showing how well we coping with the bugs. And then you can see we got this sort of a growth curve as we develop more features. Unfortunately, unavoidable side effect is introducing more bugs. And then you see this huge cliff there. And that's due to bug bash, which we had,
Yeah,
which
nice.
is really, I think the picture does more than 1,000 words. It tells you how much effort has been put and then the dent been made into this. But you can say we're working really hard in rectifying this, introducing
Nice.
more bugs.
Tim, you mentioned Tim earlier, our director of engineering excellence. He was on the series recently to talk about the bug bashboard, as he called it, which was effectively the drill down level from this dashboard. It was all the finite detail, which bugs are being closed, which teams are covering the most, all that kind of stuff, sort of gamifying the process. This you just want to see. You want to see that trend over time for bugs, and you can see the impact of
Yeah,
that other piece of work in here.
absolutely, Adam. So that's a spot on. Um, the other thing we've got here, which was very interesting, it's a production deployment errors. Now, I can tell you a bit more story about behind this. So we have recently introduced phased deployments where we want to really have early insight in the features that are going to customers from the quality perspective, where we got everything we do gets deployed to internal tenants, and then we got 40-hour delays before that gets deployed to external customers. That way, in those 2 days, we've got a chance if anything should go wrong, we're first to see and we got opportunity to react on that. However, that doesn't mean we should be really leveraging on this and canceling the deployments to customers all the time. We should really keep an eye on that. So we came up with this nice metric called error budget or production deployment errors. So every time we have to cancel production deployment to external customers because there was escalation or we unduly delay that for reasons because we need to fix something or investigate, we take 1 point of the error budget. And we have given ourselves 4 per each month. So that means if we exhaust all 4, that means that something needs to be looked at in our process. And then we need to really step back, review our process, review whether the errors are happening within the same product component, etc. So it gives us that sort of a nice view. Hey, stop and look what you can do better, avoiding status quo. So I quite like that one. And the one below is automation task open source. Now, this is a probably temporary one where we can track how much effort teams are spending on automating the features. And we're tracking that through the Jira. Ultimately, we probably want to get a bit more breakdown there to see how many automated tests we've got across the components, what type of the automated tests, etc., and maybe even trend lines. But that's work in progress. So we'll see more on that. And the final tile, which I got, which I find it quite interesting. It's a work in progress limit. So how did we come with this, the number? Essentially, we get from the Jira all tasks that team are working on, all open tasks in progress. And then we divide it with the number of team members plus 1. So in theory, if this number hovers around 1, what is perfect? Because everyone is dealing with 1 task at a time, team is fully at full capacity, and everyone is happy. However, reality is somewhat different. If you see the number dropping below 1, you know that the team is underutilized. Never happened. It's always the opposite direction. So the usually number goes beyond 1 towards creeping towards 2, maybe even higher, which means that in real world, the team is spinning more plates at the same time, which is fine. We all been there. We understand that. Unless this becomes unmanaged. So meaning that the team is really struggling, the team focus is starting to suffer, etc. So there are no magic number to say when we need to look into this, but we think about this is a conversation starter. And I actually got the example here. I've seen the team, one of the teams, actually the numbers start creeping up, 2.5, etc. So So I had a chat with the PM and the manager, see what might be going. It might be that it's fully valid. Maybe we're not closing Jiras properly. Maybe keeping them open. Maybe something data source or maybe something else. Eventually, after having conversation, we realized the team is being delivering, putting Jiras for automation in the project plan, but they being leaving those to deliver automation as when they can after the project is being deemed complete, which was causing a impression, false impression that they're doing more than they are really, which was great because then we started having conversation around how we can improve that in terms of management or maybe finding compromise to do more automation or tracking less automation, being realistic what we track. So it definitely proved its worth, this metric, to start this conversation. So yes, not much more, but the whole intent of this was to be simple. We didn't want it to be this, as Adam said, all sorts of details. That's down to the team dashboard. They can put whatever they want. And this is for me to sort of have a really quick glance to see if is there anything that we need to sort of have a conversation around or maybe draw attention to.
Nice. So
that's that, Adam.
So just to, well, thanks for the detailed explanation, the background. I guess the sort of to quickly sort of summarize it, the blocks at the top are the status from other teams' dashboards. So again, that's something off your plate. You don't have to build those dashboards. It's their dashboard. They look after it, and you consume that outputted health state in the same way that your dashboard here has a health state that somebody else could consume. Our CTO or CEO could have engineering, SaaS engineering health as a block on their dashboard. Those sort of showing your Jira issues in those lists, again, sort of all row linked, so you can click and jump straight off to Jira if you want to dig into the Jiras in those table tiles. And again, sort of summarizing just the data you need. So yeah, again, sort of coming back to that power of summary here, not getting stuck into the weeds with lots of in-depth details, being able to leverage the output from others, showing just the things that you need. But it sounds like, I guess, the most interesting part of building this dashboard was the conversation around what you wanted the dashboard to show and what it should be. And again, that sort of provoked some interesting conversations with others on what dashboards they should have to benefit you, how your dashboard might benefit them, that kind of thing. Pretty awesome.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you very much again for coming on, my very regular guest. I'll just go ahead and sort of wrap us up. All of Josip's dashboards are available on the dashboard gallery. There are many of them, so head over to squareup.com/dashboard gallery. And as always, if you're stuck with anything, if you have any questions, if you want to discuss this topic, open a conversation with us or with others, head over to Community Answers. But that's it for today. So yeah, thanks again to Josip for joining us. I'm sure we'll see him again soon. Thanks.
Thank you, Adam. And I'm looking forward to be invited to the next one.
Great. Thanks, Josip.
No,
Bye all.
Cheers. Take care. Bye-bye.